We had a credit card. Then my husband got cancer, and we were financially strapped, so we were using the card, not thinking that he wasn't going to be able to go back to work to where we could, pay the bill. Tony did go back to work. Well, he injured his back, so it was a workman's comp claim that they garnished.
After Mr. Strickland was injured on his job, they settled a workers' compensation case to pay for all of his ongoing medical care and some of their living expenses. And they did the right thing. They took that settlement and they put it into a separate bank account, and they only used that money when they needed it.
They garnished the bank account before they even notified us. Tony tried to go to our bank to see, what it was about, but the account was frozen. We couldn't do anything.
We see time and time again that a debt collector obtained money that they're not supposed to obtain. Workers' compensation money is protected from any kind of garnishment or seizure by law. If you have that money, debt collectors can't come after it.
When I called the place, the lady was very rude, and she told me she didn't care. She said, your bank statement shows this money's in there and we're entitled to it. At the time they took the money, Tony had a lot of health issues that we needed that money for. He had cancer, but he also had a stroke, and then it injured his back, still trying to work.
It was actually the life or death situation for Mr. Strickland not to have access to these funds. The thing about legal aid cases is oftentimes the dollar amounts that you see on them may not be particularly high, but I see them as being the highest stakes cases there are out there. Ultimately, it took over 4 months for us to get his money out of the Gwinnett County court system. That was just unacceptable. At the same time that we were pursuing the garnishment, a number of us from various legal aid offices got together to prepare to challenge the constitutionality of this entire process in federal court.
We volunteered to be there when the federal case and all started, because if it hadn't been for them, we wouldn't have got our money back.
We told Eric we would do what we could to help them. And what they were trying to do was change the garnishment laws, and they did.
What I love about the Stricklands is they were really concerned about this happening to anybody else. In fact, there was a time about halfway through our lawsuit where one of the defendants tried to buy us out and offered the Stricklands a certain amount of money just to drop the case. Lynn's first response to me was not how much money. Her response was the question, well, what's going to happen to the next people who this happens to? Ultimately, we won on all of our constitutional arguments. The court also enjoined Gwinnett County from issuing any more garnishments. That prompted the legislature several months later to introduce a bill that fixed all of these deficiencies that happened in Mr. Strickland's case. I think the Stricklands sort of personify why I wanted to work with Atlanta Legal Aid to begin with. We were able to help them out personally, but we were able to go so far beyond that.